All you homeowners have unique needs. Some feel the need to paint their door a vibrant shade of blue. Others have the need to decorate their bathroom with fish, anchors, and other nautical items. And because each homeowner has unique needs, Geico helps you get the right coverage for your home and what's in it. That way, you get exactly what's right for you, even if your needs are unique. Get more with Geico.
Hey, it's JD here, and I'm joined, as always, by my friend Sara J. Sara J of DATC Media, our parent company. How are you doing, Miss J?
I'm doing well. It's been a very productive Sunday here, the homestead. So, yeah, I'm excited to hang out with you. I look forward to this every Sunday.
Yeah, this is a lot of fun. I do have a lot of fun with this. I mean, we're talking the hip, and we get to comment with anybody. I've just opened up my comments. If you're watching this, you can connect with us via the chat. If you see it, that would be great, and I will do my best to reset every once in a while. We don't know if we're going to be joined by any guests today, but I hope so. Whoa, we've got 2 in the chat. That's fun.
That's okay. If not, we got this. I think we can handle it.
Hello. Hello.
Hi.
Okay.
The ladies in the house. I like this.
Yeah, this is like my life. Just surrounded. My dogs are even close.
That's like my son. He's the only boy in the house. Even the dog and the chicken are female. So
You have a chicken?
we do. Yes, we have a chicken. It started out as a homeschool lesson with incubating eggs back in the fall, and we got one, and we grew attached, and she's almost 5 months old now, and she's about to start laying eggs, and yeah.
Wow. What's her name?
Her name is Schmitty.
Schmitty.
Yeah, we can thank the 10-year-old for that.
Oh,
yeah.
Great. Although, my kid's disappointed they haven't come up with the best names. I have, because that's what I do. My dogs have been Steve Barber, Sequel, and Batman. Those are my dogs.
I like it. My dog is Prudence, obviously, after the song.
Dear Prudence, yes. It'd be more awesome if your dog were actually a deer.
The funny thing is we call her a deer, actually, because she looks like one. She kind of looks like Santa's little helper from The Simpsons, but she looks like Wishbone, like her body coloring and everything. Do you remember like the old, I think it was on like PBS, the shows, it was Wishbone, it was like the dog with the stories.
Yeah.
It's white and brown spots. That's her coloring, but she is like a deer. We call her a deer all the time. So it's actually Dear Prudence. It actually works out well.
Yeah. Well, I guess it's better than having an actual deer, which was my wish. Because they would just, I feel like they would neigh or something, and it would just be.
Well, maybe someday when I get my land.
That's what it is. It's all about land. It's all about land with you Americans. You're coming for ours now. You are coming for ours though, because you're coming on April 5th.
I know. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. I've got my mom coming, stay with the kids, getting out. It's going to be a good night. I'm excited. Come hang out with you finally in person.
Yeah.
That's
and we're going to see the Strictly Hip. We're going to go see the Strictly Hip play at the legendary Horseshoe Tavern.
Yeah.
So
and I've never seen them. So this will be my first time. Nope.
That's funny because they play in Buffalo like up and down, like they're always playing.
Always. Yeah. But I'm not really a big fan of tribute bands. And so that's why I think for so long, like, even my daughter was like, "You're really gonna go, mom?" And I'm like, "This is kind of a different sort of thing. I'm gonna try out, and I think it's gonna be good." And I'm like, I'm going with friends, so it'll be a good time." So I think that's what stopped me for a long time is I just don't really vibe off of, that those kind of bands. So
Yeah, I I'm hit or miss. I'm hit or miss. These guys do a great job of being that tribute rather than a cover. And by that I mean they're not dressed up. There's so many that wear the silver outfits now and the jazz shirts and stuff like that, and it's just not necessary.
that's how yeah, that's how I feel too. So, but I'm excited and it'll be fun to see some music with you too.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. So there's that. What else have we got? You were talking to me earlier about the Paul Langlois thing, which I completely missed. I don't know how I missed it.
Friday night, I think that was. Yeah, in St. Catharines. Yeah. Yeah, today's Sunday, so I think it was Friday night. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know the
And
whole
the
set
highlight of
list
this?
that he covered Opiated. Well, he played Opiated, and he did a fantastic he sounded so good. His voice is just I love it. And the more that I've been listening to his music, thanks to Jeff, shout out to Jeff. We've been, talking about some music stuff on the side, and I was listening to some of Paul's stuff more because of that. And I'm just like, oh, his voice is so good.
He is like the consummate singer-songwriter, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like he
It's been
could have
cool
made
to
it
just
in
dig
Nashville.
into his stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, I really got into the first two records um before the pandemic. But the third one I haven't listened to as much. I haven't given it as much time, and I really should because I totally dug, especially the second record, but I totally dug the first two. For sure.
It's interesting. I was only able to listen to it on Apple Music
Oh,
here because I couldn't it wasn't letting me listen to it on Spotify, and then it wouldn't let me change my country. It was weird. So the only place I was able to find it was on Apple Music. It was so weird. I had to go on this hunt to be able to even find it and listen. Yeah, it was so weird. Very weird. But I found it. We're good. But it was an interesting adventure to find the music for sure.
well, the one thing that sort of, I don't know, you can't call it bothered me, but it was like that for the third record, he was referred to as the Paul Langlois Band. And they went back and renamed the first two records the Paul Langlois Band, whereas before they were just Paul Langlois. But it is the same band, so I
Yeah,
give him some credit, throw him some bones.
for sure.
Yeah. So that's pretty cool that he's out on the road, and if he gets a bit closer to me, I've gotta go and see him because the last time I saw him, I really dug it. So
Yeah,
yeah.
for sure.
What else have we got? They're still in casting for the musical, as I understand it. So that's exciting. People are starting to get their tickets in the mail. I've seen on the interwebs, YouTube specifically, people taking pictures of their tickets as they come in, which makes me go, "Oh, we're mine!"
Are they cool looking?
No, it's another
Just a
thing.
ticket.
It would
But
be
it's
cool if
still a
they were like,
ticket. How nice is it to have a physical ticket for something?
that's what I'm saying. It's so cool. They
For
gave
sure.
me the option. I think it was $2 more to get a ticket, and I was like,
Worth it.
well, I'm
Yeah.
already paying like whatever in fees, you
Right.
know. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. But to have the ticket, that's just especially now. I just miss those
Yeah.
paper tickets so bad.
Oh man, I can't tell you. I had two or three that were autographed on them. I don't know where those are though.
Oh my gosh. I remember that was the thing when you were meeting bands or you were at festival, that's what you had. You had your ticket. And so you're just like, here, sign my ticket.
Yeah.
We're not dating ourselves or anything at all here.
No.
We're not showing our age at all. So
What else have you got? There was one other thing that we talked about.
we had to talk about this week's episode.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, in fact, I would say we should talk about this week's episode and potentially postpone the Gord rant conversation for one more week, because we can really dig into this interview in the 30 minutes that we typically do these. So what do you think about that? Calling that on the fly.
That's fantastic. I'm cool with that.
All right. Well, let's
I just move notes over to the next week. Whatever we don't get to, I just like move my notes over to the next week. I'm like, oh, we can do this next week. So it's nice to have a plethora of things to talk about.
Yes. Matt from Portsmouth. So his episode, pretty fantastic episode. I don't know if there's anything you want to sort of highlight from the specific episode, or do we want to go right into the adjunct?
Well, I think that, and this is something that week over week has been something that's stuck out. And I think this is the first time I've brought it up. But I'm loving finding out the cosmic way that people are finding the hip. And like his story was a great example of that. With searching for a song on LimeWire and coming across this by accident. And then his wife just loving it so much and just playing it so much. And just, I love that kind of shit anyways. You know me. I love that kind of shit anyways. So then to just hear these kind of things where it's like, well, I wasn't meaning to do whatever. And then this just happened. And then it just totally changed my whole life. No big deal. Like.
Yeah, I mean, he is Canadian through and through at this point. He watches hockey. He goes to hockey games. He watches hockey on television, like through, I don't even know what means, whether he's got flying monkeys or something like that. I have no idea, but probably streaming, I suppose. It's always cool to hear somebody from across the pond too, that is into this, because they got into it in a completely different way, right from the get-go. And they are passionate in the UK, in my experience, limited as it is. They are passionate about gigs, like going to gigs. Like that seems to be, like you're 25 to like 50, that's what you do. You go to gigs. And there's lots of live venues around. Whereas here, there's just not as many live venues as there used to be. There's still lots of live venues that shouldn't complain, but you get what I'm saying.
Yeah, it's the same here. It's changed. Yeah. The live venues for sure. Yeah. It's interesting to hear that. And I think it's just because you don't have it, and it's different now because you just have access to everything. Everything's at our fingertips. But especially then, you just didn't have the access like you guys had the access. So I think that's what really attributed to the passion, is because you weren't able to really taste the fruit all the time because, they weren't always there and everything. So then you're just like, I really have to have it because, they're not there often. So that makes sense. I feel like people in the UK are just really passionate too. Like it's the sports fans over there are very passionate too about their sports teams and the games and whatever. And so I just think that overall, whatever it is, that's their thing. They're just very passionate about it. And I think that's fucking cool.
You know what else? It's a pub culture as well.
Yeah.
And, you'll have a live act, maybe a singer-songwriter, just a single guitar, something like that, playing, like everywhere you go.
Yeah.
Not at working hours, but or not after working hours, because it's just you can't hear anything in any of the pubs I went to. So, really, Matt is a great guy, and if you want to get to know him better, I've got something for you, and that is October 4th, 2025. Matt will be joining us at a celebration for the hip, a celebration of the hip for ALS. So Matt has purchased a ticket, and he's bought a plane ticket, and he is going to come and enjoy other hip fans, enjoying it for the bands and silent auction items. So yeah, there's lots of cool things going on October 4th. You should check it out too. You can go to uber.com/TPH40 and you know, do your
I'm
thing.
so excited for that event to just meet everybody and hang out, and it's going to be so much fun. I'm looking forward to it.
Too. Yeah, I think so too. But that was a hard right turn into advertising mode, Jamie. Back to Matt. He alludes in the episode that he sat down. Well, he doesn't allude to it. He tells us straight up that he sat down with Gord Downie and did the interview. And it's really funny because I had it set up to release the next day. But I can't tell you. I think like I got 3 or 4 messages from people that day saying, "Where the hell is the Gord Downie interview?" Like,
They wanted it.
you talk about it and you don't have it. So I was like, oh my gosh, I didn't realize it would be that coveted. And then I listened to it and it's like, oh goodness, this is going to be more coveted than I even thought. Like it's from 2013-ish. To me, his most 2011 to 2015, his most creative, fruitful writing period. Like he wrote Secret Path. He wrote, oh my gosh, our friend Jeff Tucker is going to join us. I think this thought. He wrote Secret Path. He was working on songs with Bob Rock still. He was doing stuff with him. And
he talked about that in the interview too, like all of the stuff that he had been writing and working on in this period of time. So he even spoke about that in the interview too.
Yeah. So it's really quite cool. We'll
Yeah.
get into this a little bit more, but we'll introduce our friend Jeff here. He's joining the stage now.
Can you hear me?
Hi.
Yeah, Tucker.
Can you hear me?
Just a fan, he
We
says.
can hear you. You did it the first time. Yay!
Hey, all right. I'm all grown up now.
So we're just talking about, we've thrown a curveball, and we are going to postpone the conversation about the rants to next week because we've got something that we're digging into here, and we don't want to run out of time. But we're talking about the Gord Downie interview and Matt from Portsmouth's episode this week.
I've been listening along. I am up to date. I've been listening along, so I'm up to date. I was making dinner for the family and getting things ready for the evening. Didn't think I'd be able to make it, but I thought I can jump on for 15 minutes or so. So, you guys were here, just a duo. I thought, let's make it a trio.
I love it.
Nice. Love it.
Yeah.
Voltron.
Yeah.
Right.
How are you both doing?
Good. Did you hear your little shout out then?
I did.
Jeff?
Thank you for that. Yeah. Yeah.
I still need to find this song where I can download it so then I can get like real nerdy and just like get into the depths of those 2 songs together.
Play the 2 songs side by side and listen to how similar they are.
Yes. I'm going to do it.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that was great.
JD
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. The song, I don't know if JD ever ended up figuring out what song it was or if he remembers.
No, I didn't.
I sent it to you in a screenshot. We were talking about
No, I know, but like I didn't.
Yeah, but you didn't listen to it.
That's right.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
yeah.
I wouldn't have guessed it.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have guessed
those
it.
listening.
I just,
when was it?
my
Like,
brain doesn't work that way.
yeah, it was like 4 or 5 Sunday evening jams ago. I had just kind of asked everybody if they had noticed a similarity in the guitar work between Paul Langlois' song "Can't Wait Anymore" and a hip song, but I didn't divulge the hip song. I wanted to see if anyone could figure it out. But I guess it's out of the bag now. Is it okay to say what song it is, Sarah?
Yeah,
you're not planning anything? Yeah. Okay,
go ahead.
Use It Up from In Violet Light. If you listen to the 2 songs back to back, and Sarah and I were chatting, and like you said, Sarah, the more you listen to it, the more it stands out. Because when I was listening to Paul's stuff, there was something going, that sounds really, I know that. It sounds familiar. What's that from? And then when I finally started searching and I found the hip song, I listened to them back to back. And like you say, the more you listen to it, the more it emerges and stands out, the similarities. So yeah, I thought it was pretty cool.
Yeah. And
I'm glad you did too.
I think it's beautiful, actually. I think
Mhm.
that the way that, it's used in Paul's song, it's beautiful.
Oh yeah.
Really.
Yeah, it is 100%. Yeah, I heard you guys talking about his stuff because he played in, was it Niagara? It was St. Catharines, sorry, last night. Yeah, I know. I would have loved to have been able to go to that, but it's not convenient. And I know, Jamie, you had mentioned that you'd like to catch him when he's closer. I've been paying attention for future dates, and there are none released as of yet. But I think he will do a tour soon enough with the warmer weather coming around. So I'll be, it's funny when I started listening to his stuff and I was interested and I started trying to find out if there were shows available or shows that he was going to be playing. Is it called, what's it called? There's an app where you can track your bands and his social media or site suggested it. So I started using it, and I can track all the bands that I want to listen to, and you automatically get notified. So I follow him, so I will know as soon as concert dates are released,
Nice.
and I will let you know if you're not following, so that
Why can't you not? We've seen
plan it.
It's forgetfulness.
And I'll come up. I'll come see music. I'll come up there as much as possible and come see music.
Yeah.
So
yeah, we're not old enough to say we have Alzheimer's, but I think what we can say is we have some timers at the age we are now, Jamie.
But
yeah, good old jokes.
Hey, you know what? The wind beneath my wings.
Yeah, love it.
So, Jeff, did you get a chance to listen to the Downie interview?
I did.
What did you
I loved it. He was really, it's, wait, Matt, right? No, yes, it's Matt.
Yeah.
Matt was really hard on himself about his interview when he did the interview with you. But I thought he did magnificently. You know, and one of the things I really liked is how persistent he was with the interview. You could tell he was invested in it and truly a fan, because I felt like it was going to start and it was going to be over in 5 minutes, like 2 or 3 questions, much like a lot of, interviews. But I thought it was phenomenal. He just kept on going and he kept on digging, and nothing, like, I think it was Johnny's voice we heard in the background that came down and was like, "Hey, is this where you're going to hang out all night?" And to me, that was a band member going, "What is Gord doing? I got to get him out of here. He's giving this guy enough time." And that was my take on it. But it didn't, dissuade Matt from continuing with the questions. And Gord was incredibly gracious, I thought, with his time and his involvement in answering the questions. And I feel like he drew more out of Gord than perhaps a lot of people have that I've interviewed him, that I've listened to before. So yeah, I thought it was wonderful. I really enjoyed it, and it was an interview I had not heard before, which was even better, because a lot of interviews get recycled. When you watch hip things, and by now you feel like you've seen almost every interview or seen a clip of it. But I thought that was spectacular.
Oh, me too. And there aren't enough long form Gord Downie interviews out there. Now that I think of it, like, it's pretty special, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I was going to say the same thing about Matt, is that he was just so hard on himself. And then I listened to it again today when I was prepping my notes and everything. And I'm just like, he's just so phenomenal in this conversation that he had. It was just, we listened to it the other day on our way to the dentist and then to the library. We listened to it in the car, and Brendan was just enthralled. He was so funny at first because there are the people talking and we always listen to music. So he was like a little taken back, like, what are we listening to right now, you know? And I told him and he goes, really? And I'm like, yeah. And so he was just quiet the whole rest of the time. He didn't make any noise. He listened to the whole thing. And so it was really cool. He's just absorbing.
He gave it the respect, right?
Yeah.
That's cool.
He loves Gord so much, though. It's so cute just to like watch him. When we watch concerts, he just loves him so much.
That's super cool.
It's so cute.
It's exciting when your kids start getting interested in the stuff that you're passionate at, especially music, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because like you, Sarah, my kids, I would say in the past year, they're my oldest Mason is he is 13 and Graydon, my youngest, is 11. Sorry, I had to think about that because they play hockey and they go by U14 and U12 years right now. And I'm like, no, they're not that age. They're a year younger. But anyway. So they've been taking a shining to the hip lately. It was actually pretty neat the other day. The four of us, my wife and my boys and I, we were in the truck and we were driving, and Bob Cajun was playing. And there was a little chatter going on, and so my youngest said he couldn't hear my wife speaking in the front, and he's like, "What was that, Mom?" So she reached forward to the stereo and turned it down, and I said, "Oh no, let's just press pause." And because I wanted to keep hearing this song. And my oldest Mason said, no, we can talk later. Mom, that's a great song. Let's listen to it. And
oh my God.
In that moment, though, I was like, I stopped everybody. I pressed pause and I said, Mace, that's awesome, buddy. I love that you're loving the hip. But I got to tell you something cool. This is a song, Bob Cajun. And Mom was 8 months pregnant with you when Mom and Dad went to see the hip in Bob Cajun when they played that big concert, and they played Bob Cajun while you were there. So you actually heard Bob Cajun in Mom's tummy when we were in Bob Cajun. So I think it's super cool that you just defended the song Bob Cajun as we're driving along here. So
I love that so much.
Yeah, it was kind of neat. Yeah.
I just love it. I love it so much. I think it's because my son is a creative. He doesn't do any of the sports stuff. He's a little artist, and he loves music, and he just thinks in such a different way. And I think that's really what appeals to him is, he's just like, oh, okay, maybe I'm not weird. And they're both Aquariuses. So, I think that Aquarius boys are sensitive. I know I have two of them. So
amazing. That's awesome. Yeah. No, it is super cool. The next generation of hip fans.
Oh,
sorry, JD.
Yeah. No. My kids have not come around completely yet. And it's funny because they definitely know the songs and they enjoy them, but they don't seek them out. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So there's none of that.
Yeah.
But I'll try. I can't say I haven't tried. My youngest is pop music all the way. She's 13, and my oldest is she's very eclectic. So she definitely has to go. Yeah.
Sorry, interviews or that Matt's interview, JD. You didn't get to. Oh, we keep. I'm horrible for sidebars.
I would say I appreciated immensely how thoughtful his answers were. Mm-hmm. He takes that pregnant pause often when he's speaking, and you can tell he's collecting his thoughts and he's really putting something together that means something. And I don't know whether that's because he's, an older guy and he has nothing to say and everybody should hear it. But, I'm mixing it up there, but you got the idea if you've listened to the interview. I thought the thoughtfulness was really great. And I thought Matt was really good with listening, listening and following up. But really, because these answers were thoughtful, and there's a lot of times where I've been guilty of it for sure, where you don't have anything to say or to articulate or to expand upon, and so you go into your next question. And, that's fine. But what's really great is when you're actually, rather than interviewing somebody, you're having a conversation.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
In a conversation, typically there's, active listening and passive listening and the whole world goes around, right?
That's the thing I liked. I think if there was the best thing about it, I don't know, but was that it wasn't an interview. I guess you could say it was an interview, but it wasn't an interview. It was just like we were hanging out backstage with them and listening to what they were talking about.
Yeah.
What a special memory from that to have.
Oh, no kidding.
Truly. And how he said in his interview, he said his only regret was that he didn't ask for a picture, but he wanted to keep it professional, which I get to, being in my field of work. I have, the same kind of stories and stuff, but just to have that memory is so much more than picture in a way, I think.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I saw, we'll wrap on this, but I saw this camera that you can buy, and it's a digital camera, and it's a great digital camera, but it's not like an SLR. It's like an old point and shoot looking camera, but it's digital, but it doesn't have a screen. So the point is, you take it to concerts and shows, and you just fucking take a picture, and instead of like immediately looking down at the picture you just took, or tweaking it, or doing whatever, or sending it out on social media, you just got that memory. And there's something that we can tangentially relate to the tragically happened Gord Downie, is he has said that, before he passed away, and it's gotten much worse since, that people go to concerts and only experience 10% of it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because they're watching through their device, or they're being distracted by their
Or
device.
if they're even paying attention at all. I mean, how many shows have I been to and people are just like this? And you're like, you paid money and drove here and did this whole thing, and you're like this.
Oh yeah. Wake
Really?
up.
Okay.
Yeah.
Everything is stupid, and I just wanna dance. Well, that's what we got for you this week. Thanks for stopping by, and Jeff, really spectacular of you to join us.
Yeah.
It's great.
Happy
to
to. I would have loved to have been here from the start, but duty calls. I got and you were talking about tickets for the play. Did you say that you're on the first night, Jamie?
I am, yeah.
Yeah, I got my tickets for the first night as well. So, yeah,
I'll have to tip a pint.
maybe. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah,
After the show.
deal.
All right, guys. Thanks for stopping by. Pick up your shit. I hear this.
All you homeowners have unique needs. Some feel the need to paint their door a vibrant shade of blue. Others have the need to decorate their bathroom with fish, anchors, and other nautical items. And because each homeowner has unique needs, Geico helps you get the right coverage for your home and what's in it. That way, you get exactly what's right for you, even if your needs are unique. Get more with Geico.